has been wasted. And we need the information that's in this audit to make informed decisions so that we can have public safety that runs as efficiently and effectively as possible. So I'm just going to make a very brief statement, and I'm going to open it up to questions I'm not going to be able to answer really questions about the audit, but about this situation. And then I also have a little bit of information to talk to you about with the Andrea audit case.
So you're ready for questions on this?
Yep.
The state will not allow you to release the draft to your directors, the chief, and other people?
Yes. So I have, I checked with, actually Ed Buzak, as transition counsel, researched it for me, and I was not allowed to release it to anyone. So basically the only people that have seen this report is myself, the state fiscal monitor, and obviously the state is aware of who did the report, and the Susan Jacobucci, the director of Division of Local Government Services.
She's in possession of the report right now?
She's in possession of this is the August version. I know there was a September version, but I have not been, I was not provided with the September version, and obviously I was not provided with the final report, which I've been given a variety of reasons that hasn't been released.
Without releasing too much, without releasing what you cannot release, what kind of stuff is in that report that would help you do what you need?
Yeah, I don't really want it. My position is that I want to work, with my administration, with the city council, to make very informed decisions. So I'm not going to give, any information as to what's in this report. My position is we need all of the information. We need to do the analysis of what's in the report. It's going to take some time after it is released that we can, possibly make some changes. But my belief is that we need to make very informed decisions so that we can make sure that our public safety is, people are fully protected, but then that we are running as efficiently and effectively as possible.
Have you been given any indication as to when the final version will be made public?
Well, I was told directly by Susan Jacobucci that it would be released on January 18th. Now, it's which has passed. So I've pursued every avenue that I could, and so now I'm doing a public call for this information to be released. It kind of makes me think. Here's an anecdotal example of how I'm feeling. It made me think of my father-in-law and his sister when they were trying to escape from the Holocaust, and they were in Spain waiting for the ship to come, and every day they would go to the coast and they would be told, mañana, mañana, the ship will come, mañana. Finally, someone explained to them that mañana means not yet. It doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow, and mañana is just not acceptable. There's really, at this point, there's no reason that it's acceptable for this not to be released.
Mayor, when you said that this draft report was from fall?
From August.
From August.
2009.
Do you have a sense of the amount of work that was necessary beyond this point? And has there been any indication from Director Jacobucci about how much work would be necessary to complete it?
My understanding was that there were cosmetic changes that needed to be made. Edits. And that's what she told me on the phone, was that there were edits that needed to be made, and I think 5 months to do edits is long enough.
And when was the last?
Whether or not I understand that they've said that there have been issues with staffing, but 5 months is long enough to make edits.
And when was the last time you've discussed the report and its availability with her?
I discussed it with, I've called and written numerous letters and emails, and then I spoke with her soon after the new year, and I talked directly with her on the phone, and that was when she made a commitment that it would be released on January 18th. And here we are, and it hasn't been released. So again, we're back to the mañana story. So, any other questions? Again, we have, we're in a very different situation than we were a year ago. We have a mayor and a council ready, willing, and able to make the tough choices that need to be made for the city of Hoboken, and we need for the state to stop preventing, they need to start facilitating our efforts and stop preventing our efforts. And so releasing this this audit will help facilitate our efforts. And I was extremely pleased to hear our state fiscal monitor echo my call for this report, echo my call for doing the fire audit, which was another commitment by the state when they came in. They said they would do an audit of the police and an audit of the fire department and an audit of city operations. Here's the police audit, the fire audit. I never received any copies of any of the work that was done. And as our fire chief explained on Saturday, I mean, there was some analysis that was done, but I was never provided with that information. And at this point, I think it's important that we're going to work with our state fiscal monitor to go out as quickly as possible and work with an outside organization to get that analysis done for the fire department. And I've brought in someone to work with us to do the analysis internally in our city departments.
Without getting into the actual union negotiations, do you feel that this report and its lack of availability to the city of Hoboken is providing some sort of negative impact in terms of where you would like to see the city go?
Again, I don't really want to get into answering that question, so it pulls me into answering something about the union negotiations. I mean, but overall, my position is it's important that this report be released as quickly as possible. I think the time has come, and it was in draft form. And I was told that it was near completion. The essential analysis had been done, in the early fall. Enough time has passed. It's time to release it.
Do you feel like you just can't get anything? You can't do anything until they finish that? I mean, is that really what this?
Well, I think it's important. As I said, I think it's extremely important that we, as a city, make informed decisions. I mean, we're dealing with public safety, so I would never come in and just say, we got to cut here. I mean, we need to make informed decisions, and this offers the analysis to help us ensure that we make informed decisions to protect the public and ensure that we're operating as effectively as possible. So.
The state fiscal monitor is acting as the business administrator and entering into negotiations. So therefore, a state-appointed person is negotiating on behalf of the city, yet the state won't release information that may be helpful in negotiations. Do you see that as an issue?
I mean, the state fiscal monitor has been working very hard on the labor union negotiations, and in her defense, I think she's been in a very difficult position. She's been through 3 mayors. So I think it's been a very challenging situation. But again, I mean, I do think it's important that this, regardless of labor union negotiations, this report needs to be released.
Has the fiscal monitor seen that report, the final version?
She has seen this report, and she, and again, I was extremely pleased that at the budget workshop this weekend that she really echoed my call and for the release of this report and doing an audit of the fire department. I was extremely pleased with her taking a public position on that.
She's seen the final report.
I don't know if she's seen the final.
Has she seen the draft?
She's seen the draft, yes. She's definitely seen the draft.
But to your knowledge, you haven't seen any other version?
I don't know that she's seen a final.
Since earlier in the week, when Susan Jacobucci went on record saying with Mile Square View that it was in final edits, has anybody from City Hall tried to reach her and get the timing of its release?
We've tried again and again to get the timing of the release, and again, it's a mañana situation. I mean, there's only so many times that I can reach out and hear, it may come. I mean, she made a commitment to me, a direct commitment to me that she would release it on January 18th, and I pursued every avenue I can, and I have reached out to Governor Christie as well to inform him of this situation. So.
Could the city take legal action against the state to have a report released?
It's their work product. I don't think we can force the issue.
Okay.